Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so updates to the agenda. We have three. We have the snowmobile trail, ambulance service agreement, and the date of our next meeting. Are there any other updates that I do not have here already?
Don't believe.
Okay. So we're gonna move to public comment. Do we have any public comment? Or do you want to look?
We're ready.
Okay, so we got no one else on there for public comment.
Nope.
So we will move to the snowmobile trail. That will be you.
All right. Can I stand up here or?
Absolutely. Stand where you'd like.
So I'm not a director of the snowmobile club, make that clear. I'm a helper for the Giuliano Trail System, which basically goes from Island Pond to the warming hut in Holland. I kind of maintain that trail that's called the Giuliano Trail, or 2001 and then 2001C. So we have maintained that. I've been maintaining it for years. And last year we had an issue, some properties, and we could not get through to the Essex house. That trail was closed. We've redone it and we've got permission and we're going through there. That is the primary trail. What we are requesting is, for several reasons, and I'll tell you the reasons, is we would like to continue through the fire department parking lot, wherever you guys and Rick or whoever, whatever the easiest path or the best place to be, we're totally flexible where it goes through. And there's several reasons. The primary reason is snowmobilers don't like to ride. So the more traffic that we can keep off Alder Street and the other streets, the better it is for snowmobiling. That's kind of the number one goal, is to get off the roads. The second reason is it would help out the American Legion and Kingdoms Market immensely. If people coming in on our trail have a direct path to go get gas or go to the market or go to the Legion, the way that it is now, if we go out behind the Essex house, you got to cross the main highway, go out behind the Irving, come back, cross against the main highway, and then you got to go all the way down Alder Street to get over to help those businesses out. And for us, if they can have a sign that says Kingdom Market Legion, from where it turns off, it's got to be a quarter mile, and there's no road riding other than going through the parking lot. To us, helping out the big thing is helping the businesses out. And that, I think, is, yes, we're going through a parking lot. I've talked with Rick in the past with last years and talked with him again. We'll go wherever. We'll, if we want to go in front of the fire station, behind the fire station, we'll go on the top of the fire station. If you let us go, we'll do whatever. We're flexible there. Really, the only busy nights is Monday nights when they have their fire meetings. And typically snowmobiling, there's not a lot of snowmobiling going on Mondays. If they have a fire call on the weekend, then yes, it's going to be busier. We won't drive the groomer through there. We might turn around in the parking lot of the fire station, but we're not going to groom out behind the fire station and not going to groom to the Legion. We'll stop pretty much at that lot that Giuliano tore down. That'll be the end of the groom trail. So it'll be from there on. So alleviate the traffic off Alder Street, help the businesses out. And the other, just gonna check my notes here. The other issue is, I walked it with Mike out behind the Essex house. There is some water out there. And typically over the years, we have water issues. Usually it's at the beginning of the season or late in the season because the beavers, and it's been I know the past owners, and he used to spend countless hours out there trying to bring the water level down. So in January, until there's a stream that kind of goes across, or I don't know if you call it a stream or what you call it. It's a waterway. Until that freezes solid, we can't get through there. So it'll also help us if early season riding, we can't get through there because of the open water, then we could go through the fire station, go out behind, and we would still have access to all of Island Pond. Otherwise, if we can't get through the fire station and the water's not frozen, that whole trail system from here to Holland is closed because we can't get to Island Pond. Nobody can get into town to service the businesses. I know some of the issues might be the liability insurance. By signing the waiver form, which I think you already did for Stacy on your other roads, you're covered. It's all on Vast. That's whether it's the parking lot, Alder Street, or any of your other streets, Meadow Streets. It's all the liability comes under Vast. And that's the form. Did Stacy give you one there a couple weeks ago, or I don't know did you sign a form?
I think we signed one.
So we sign one every year. Yeah,
Every
I
year.
think it's the same thing. every year.
It's the same standard
Yeah,
Vast form.
yeah,
So that
same thing.
covers your liability. It's not your liability, it's Vast liability.
Mhm.
It's their insurance that would deal with that. So, I know I've talked with the owners of Kingdom Market, and the years that it was closed down, that we couldn't go out through there. It hurts those businesses immensely. If somebody can come in and see gas, and they know gas is a quarter mile, and they don't have to ride a road, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna go get gas, or they're gonna go to the market and get a sandwich. They're gonna go to Legion if that's where they want to go. There's a lot of from us, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really have a stake in this. I'm not a business owner. I'm here solely because I love snowmobiling, and I want to make snowmobiling better. And I want to make snowmobiling better in Island Pond by bringing more people to help the businesses.
So I have a couple of
Yeah.
questions. If you're unfamiliar with the area,
I'm
and you're-
totally familiar.
no,
with
like
it.
if you're a rider who's
Oh, yeah.
unfamiliar with the
Yeah.
area. Of course, I'm not a snowmobiler, so
Right.
I don't know what your trail looks like.
Yeah,
When you come up, is there something as you guys are approaching that warns people not to stop while they're in the fire station? Like, be alert, something that says something that would draw their attention to the fact that there is a fire station that's ahead of them.
we can have a sign made. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
I
We
mean,
don't,
yeah,
I
like
don't have
something
one.
something that says alert, emergency services ahead, so
We
that
could do that.
people would
Yeah.
know about that.
We have green line signs, and anybody's been on the trail, they're caution sensitive area, go slow. We could make something similar to that, or we could start with those. And like I said, I told Rick this, we can sign it one way, and if you want more signs, or we need to put rope, we'll do whatever it takes. Signs are cheap.
Right.
We can make a million signs. We can rope off a section. Like I talked to Rick the other day, like maybe right up against the building. We only need about 6 feet for a sled to get through. And, I think the biggest thing was if we went where we did last year up behind, is we'd have to have 8 vehicle width from the side of the garage to go up behind the side, but whatever, we'll do whatever. But yes,
And I mean,
we
the
can have
other,
signs made.
the other question I have is like, because I know in the past we've had issues where snowmobiles come out from the Essex House, and this is kind of contributing to and they'll turn, they'll go up Alder Street in order to get to Kingdom Market. This would avoid that whole situation because they're not being sent out
No.
this way.
It will not
They
avoid
would
it.
turn.
It's not gonna
People-
avoid it, because you're still gonna have people that come in across the lake that are still gonna have to take Alder Street. I mean,
Right, they're gonna come in from across like this way.
oh, you're meaning,
So like the people that turn left out of the Essex House parking lot.
Oh,
and
and then
scoot
go
up
direct.
the sidewalk and get to Alder.
Yeah.
That would kind of mitigate
Hopefully.
that.
Well, that's usually there's signs to
Yeah.
keep off the sidewalk.
no, it's not.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm like,
really, but
like, 'cause it
honestly,
would-
how many
because you would be
slip?
coming in,
Mm.
from that way and get the cutoff before you came here.
Correct.
It would help reduce
Would
the
help
number of
reduce
people
that.
that are
Absolutely.
potentially making
That's
that.
right.
Absolutely.
So myself, I have no problem with keeping both of those open because, I mean, especially that one, because, I mean, like I said at the
It
last
was
meeting, you guys want to tell Maria that there's nobody gonna go over to her
Well,
store because,
The years that they did that
yeah,
were extremely bad for us.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it made like,
Yeah.
if there was no snow, it made it bad enough. But then when there was snow, people were not coming to us.
Well, no.
Because they didn't want to travel the roads. There
That's
wasn't
right,
a lot of
yeah.
snow. And so it very adversely affected our business.
Of course
It adversely affected the Legion.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Right.
people can't get there. A lot of people do ride their sleds and go there in the afternoon
Yeah.
and then they go about their business
Yeah,
and
yeah.
ride the trails. You know, I understand if it was like an emergent situation. Have you ever had an emergency where somebody was parked in your way and you couldn't get out?
No, it's just last year, the parking lot did not work. They were going right over the sidewalk. Somebody stepped out of the firehouse and their sledge going.
Uh,
They,
I mean, the trails are
So-
well
There's a
marked,
big
but
line, right?
well, they have to go through the parking to get behind. So
Okay.
this year we talked about going in the front.
oh, okay.
But I don't know. That's not up to me, but the parking lot, we don't have much parking as it was. And pretty much the majority of the membership says no, because if they hit a car, I know, I guess there's insurance, but more than likely they're not gonna stop and tell you. And somebody's gonna fix their own vehicle. We don't have a lot of parking there. So to leave a space, that's one less space.
Yeah, but
Because now when we have fire calls, some guys park down on the road below the wall because we
So
don't have
just-
room.
Doing the cut across the front,
They wouldn't go up in the park.
that would solve.
They would
that
just
issue?
kind of,
It would solve that issue, yeah. Just go right across the front where we had it marked, the plan earlier.
And it's a lot less, there's less traffic because, I mean, I don't know what your fire calls are, but if you only roll the fire trucks a couple times a
Yeah,
month.
but that's
You
neither
know.
here nor there.
And if they can't see a big red truck with big red lights coming at them, then they probably shouldn't be on a snowmobile to begin with.
Right. I am gonna bring that up because to me, that is my concern with this particular crossing is you're on a blind curve. The fire station sits on the curve on Railroad Street. You go around the bend. So you got the trucks that come barreling through this intersection. And we have two snowmobile crossings within a block. What are we gonna do to make sure that we're not having the snowmobiles creamed by one of these big trucks going through there? And then that's what's gonna be you can talk about snowmobiling, we can't get access, nobody coming to town. Our big display on the news is Brighton snowmobiler gets destroyed by a log truck coming through town. You want to talk about killing our snowmobile season, it's going to kill it real fast. So I need to make sure that there's some semblance of safety thought about with this. Access is great, but safety is important.
Yep.
And when you have two crossings, those snowmobilers are, you can all say that they're responsible and everything else. They are not. I had a business in town for a lot of years. They dart back and forth across that road and don't look, pay no attention.
Well, you don't
So-
snowmobile with me then, because I'll tell you what, I don't cross unless it's so. I look
He
pretty
does
all
cross
the
up there.
time.
You also know what I'm talking about. What
Well,
goes on in town.
There are,
I know what you're talking
there
about.
are
but
a few, and it's
and
not
so-
all of them.
It's not all of them.
That's right.
It's
So-
not. But
And
it
actually,
is,
I-
it takes one to cause a huge, I mean, the thing is that what we want? What can we do to make sure that that doesn't occur? Because I have a problem with two crossings zipping back and forth across the street they're literally a half a block apart.
And we can definitely we can have extra signs made, and we've done this before going out behind the Essex House. We have big green signs, sensitive area, go slow, stay under control. And the other thing you gotta remember, this is not the primary trail. This is like a secondary trail. This is not going to, most of the traffic will go, I suspect, I don't have statistics, but I'm gonna say that most of the traffic is gonna go to the Essex House. I'm saying that, maybe a quarter to a third of the main traffic is gonna go this way to go to the Legion. People, they're always unloading and parking. We do a snowmobile ride for the veterans, February, whatever. And that's all this year is gonna be over there at the Legion, I believe is the last plan that I know. So, it's not like it's gonna be at the Essex, coming out behind the Essex House. That will have far more traffic. And there again, that one you're less than a block and you have two entrances. You got the main trail there and then you got going on Alder Street. So I think this is gonna help because it's gonna relieve the pressure of coming into town. People that want gas, a sandwich, or go to the Legion, they don't have to come in and make this loop and make more traffic in town. This, I think, is going to help alleviate the pressure in the traffic. And like I said, we can have extra signs and more signs put up, and if Fred wants, has suggestions or signs, I'll put them wherever where you or he or whoever wants me to put them. So
And so, and I will say that, okay, if somebody's coming across the lake and they want to go to on the Giuliano Trail, they're gonna go right there. They're not stopping anyways, and they're certainly not gonna go over there. They're going straight
Right,
out.
correct.
So
gonna
it's
go-
not
yeah.
like, that's just, so if they want to go to the Legion or they want to go to Kingdom Market, that's the only reason why they're going there.
It's an access trail.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. That's all it is.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm just, I want us to consider the safety issue of it. I've been economic development director for a long time in town, so
So
I am
last year,
certainly-
trails were open.
Mm,
They
Well,
were?
No,
No.
just yours.
Wasn't there one that went across?
no,
It was
just
just.
the trail,
Just-
Okay.
just your trail. You had all the traffic going there last year.
I can tell you as a snowmobiler, like we have a snowmobile, it sucks going on Alder Street.
Well, I mean, that's like, and I don't know, right? And you've got two clubs that come together right there. And I don't, maybe I'm a dingbat, but
Maybe.
like, if I were coming off the lake and I needed gas, I mean, unless I needed gas, if I had an option to go through the Essex House parking lot, down that trail and up, I'd probably take that route rather than going across Alder Street. Personally, I don't know. I don't know how the distance is, but like
Well,
Alder
it's-
Street with, if we can take pressure off Alder Street, in my opinion, we've had issues in the past with the way the Dollar General entrances there. Like you got people, snowmobilers, you got people coming out of your business, you got people in Dollar General. Like if we can keep people off Alder Street, I think that's a plus. And then you're also taking out that swing around.
I hear what you're saying, but they're not, if they're coming across onto the lake, if they're stopping anywhere, the pavilion, they're not gonna go all the way back and hit the Giuliano Trail to take that. They'll go up all the street.
Right, but
I'm just
it's
saying.
only the people that are coming this way
Yeah,
that'll go up Alder
exactly.
Street,
And
as opposed to everybody coming this way also that are trying to make that, let's do hickey around. I mean,
And not to take away from the Kingdom Market, but if they're coming off the lake and they need gas,
they're probably
They're
going.
they're just gonna go to the Irving and get it anyway.
Yes.
Or Gillette's, or what, yeah, whatever's
Right.
handy.
I think-
Exactly. They're,
It's gonna relieve stress is what,
Mhm.
it's not gonna take all the traffic from town, but I think as much traffic as we can get off from Alder Street is a good outlet. And there are people like myself, if I know that it's time-wise, it's no different if I go down and cut over and I don't have to ride on a road, I'm doing that. I don't wanna ride on a road. If you ask any snowmobiler,
Mhm.
they don't wanna ride on a road, but we have to at points, but.
Sean, I'm really concerned about the traffic on railroads. That's heavy traffic. And it's big trucks, plows, the whole 9 yards. The banks are gonna probably be pretty high on both sides of the road. And, stop and go. That's what I'm concerned about. And then one following the other. Now, that's a dangerous street right there, be crossing. Railroad Street is.
well,
That's very
that what we're
dangerous.
using last year?
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand that's,
We didn't use that. We didn't use that last year. They just put it in this year.
they've always crossed Railroad Street to go over there.
Yes, but up,
When you go
up
to the fire
further,
station.
That was,
further towards the Deeks.
that was towards,
Exactly.
but exact,
It's
between,
still the same
Last
street.
year we went
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
parking lot. That's where it was last.
That's
year.
right. Same street.
Yeah.
So, last year you guys were crossing at the same spot.
Yes,
Yes.
where we want to now. Yeah, where we want to go through the fire station, yes.
And the only issue associated with that was skirting around the building.
Yeah, through the park.
Well, they have to go through the parking lot to get there. They want to run through the parking lot, up the driveway and around the building. So they're running through the parking lot.
If they do the front, they wouldn't have. to.
Right. If they just came across the street and crossed in front of the fire station, they wouldn't have to do that.
When you say in front of the station, the parking lot or
No.
just down below by the street?
Down below by the street.
Just
So it's the same crossing point
Yeah.
on the road that you had last year.
Correct.
Mhm.
And we had no
Just
incidences.
right by
The
fire
only
station.
change we're talking about is rather than scooting around the back side of the building,
It's going in the front.
it's cutting across the parking lot.
Correct.
No, they're not
No,
going
they're not.
across the parking lot. They're not going into the parking lot. They're going across right down on the side of the roadway in front of the fire station. There's the bank there that comes down.
It'd be up in the fire station.
Oh, would it be up?
We walk that little
In the
bank
parking
and
lot
then take a
side.
right.
And you park off to the side.
There's that dirt area where they park, then there's the pavement in the front. He's saying you go up in, you go along the edge of
Right near
the
the
front of the
flagpole.
building and then around to the back of the Legion.
Is that something that the fire?
Well, I had told them because I thought they had permission from you guys, so we had set that up. But like I said, in the last meeting, the only thing would be is Nick's gotta be aware, you know, obviously, I'm not against snowmobiling, but they're gonna pack it and make it icy. They're gonna have to keep a close eye to keep that sanded really well.
They're gonna be actually running on the parking lot of the fire station and
That's what he wants to do,
the
yeah.
whole length of it
The length of the
in
front.
front of the fire
Not gonna
station.
say where we park, but.
No, the length of the fire station in front of it.
Then we go out between, I don't know what that little building is. It's a little
It's the Legions.
lead, that's,
That's where they keep their wheelchairs and stuff.
we go between that and the Legion building there.
Is there any reason why you folks can't use that crossing where up by where Deke was? And that way you can go up, stay away from the fire station and just go behind it?
That was a landowner issue.
Yeah, last I knew, that was a landowner issue and it had been shut down.
Yeah, they've already got a big pile of snow there and plowing the fire stations. To block that already.
Cause that's where they tore the house down, isn't it? Yeah,
That's really.
that's where they tore the.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so let's just go like this route. So it's here, right?
No.
No, on the other
No,
end.
here further.
It's here.
Well, the building's gone. I don't know which
Right.
house it is.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's the right one, but you're.
Thank you.
right
One of those two there.
where that,
The one with the gray roof.
because it comes right
This one,
here.
right?
The
That's
ground.
that one.
believe.
Yep.
And it comes right across here.
Mhm.
We'd scoot along here and then go out there.
You wanna come right close to the fire station then?
No,
No.
roadside.
The roadside.
Yeah. Whoop, there you go.
That's one way to look at
Right
it.
where, yeah, we'd go like along the edge of that green.
Don't poke it, Heather. Don't poke it. Apparently that's touch sensitive. I made things
I
go
mean,
crazy.
we'll go wherever. You know, you tell us where you want us to go and, you know, we'll do it. I mean, we'll make it happen. Like I said, I don't envision, this is not gonna be the traffic like it was last year. Cause now there's the major traffic is gonna be through the Essex House, I would guess, whether it's 60-40, 70-30. But at least it gives options
That's
for
right.
Kingdom
Access.
Market and
Yeah.
people, and a lot of people leave it. Like a lot of people, your parking lot's full on a
I
weekend.
think it's the brown
The
roof.
brown roof one, right?
So it's coming just after the
No,
corner.
it's right,
It's right.
it's one of these two, because when we cross this street, we're hugging this island and it's a straight cross. I would guess it was this gray one.
Be right,
It's definitely one of those two.
right next to the green one. There's a green one should be there.
Yeah, the green roof is there.
Be right beside that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
it's this one
so
right
that
here.
one.
That's-
That house is no longer there.
Right.
That's one that got tore down and we'd scoot across, come across here and then go out there.
But you want to come up in and stay on the upper
That's right.
side, or you want to stay on the bottom side?
You
Well,
can't- you
the
can't-
upper side.
Well, okay, so you're gonna be up in the parking lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can't go down here and use this old trail.
You couldn't, it would be impossible, it would be very difficult because you'd come out here, you're skid across the blacktop and then you're going down the road and you can't turn on blacktop. You need like a 45, you know. I mean, we can do whatever. If to alleviate going to front of the fire station, and I don't think Rick is a fan of this. You know, if they left us 6 feet on this side of this building, I could rope it, put stakes in it, so nobody would park there. But Rick, you said people were walking, when they left here, they walked out there and it was a problem.
Last year, they were running right over the sidewalk
Right.
if we were parked
What's sidewalk, I guess?
A little step in front of the side door.
Oh, coming out there.
Oh.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, this is fine. This would work out great. I mean, that coming around there and going out there, we'll do whatever. We're game to try whatever and we'll sign the hell out of it to put enough signs and rope and.
Can they go down onto the grass instead of up onto the dirt?
No,
That's a
there's-
hill.
That's a hill and there's like a little, something going on, like a sign or something there.
If whoever plows your snow, if they plow the snow onto the grass and make, a little platform, then yes, we could drive across there. Like if they took their plow and plowed the snow out there, kind of made it, a snow bank and we drove on. Yeah, we could do that. Once it freezes, it would be fine.
That would be a lot better than being on the dirt and right in the way of the.
Anytime a snowmobiler can get off dirt, gravel, or road, they're happy.
Exactly.
So,
So,
I mean,
so when they come up, they're actually gonna be swinging almost to the building. Because if you tell me they have to have a 45-degree, they're gonna have to swing.
On
in
pavement,
here
they need
and
45.
Curve back over here. So they're not gonna be running here. They're gonna be up in here.
Well, yes, that's,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They cross here, but it's a straight shot to here. So then you can, I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't gonna be snowmobiles in this parking lot. The goal is gonna be to stay here, but if
Sometimes it's hard to turn.
you can't turn. You're gonna, their ultimate goal is to get over here. But the nice part about going through there is there's no cars, because there's never a car parked there. I've never.
hopefully there's never a car
Yeah.
parked there. We don't
The
have
only
any
time I
fires
ever
out.
see cars parked there is when they have the AA meeting. They do park on that pavement piece. Because the AA meeting, I think, is on that end of the building. That's the only time I ever see people parked there.
It shouldn't be, I'm guessing, because then you can't get the fire trucks out.
Well, it's on the far end.
That fire and they meet,
Right where you would be going
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
they meet Monday and Fridays, so.
That's the only time I've ever seen people parked there, though.
The only way to find out if it's gonna work is to do it.
That's what I say. Try it.
Yeah, we can do
I
that.
mean,
That's what.
And if it all goes to crap, then we shut it down.
Yeah,
But I mean,
And
We
you
don't-
evaluate it after, can we reevaluate in like 4 weeks after the snowmobile trails open?
that's not gonna happen. 3 weeks, no.
Once you make,
They open.
once you make a trail, everybody and their brother's gonna be on it. Whether it's legal or not, once they see one sled track, they're all gonna follow.
Well,
I
of
don't
course
think you're
it's gonna
gonna
be-
have the traffic on this. I know you won't have the traffic you did last year because it was the only way into town. This will be, like I said, it's a secondary trail. It's the primary trail.
Stays where it was.
A lot of them went right up the street and then right to the intersection.
John, I'd really like to take some time and try to figure, I'm not keen about putting those sleds through that upper parking lot and turning around there, whatever. It's not gonna be a good thing. So,
What do you think?
And like I said, I was on board with it early to do the front,
All right,
but that's up to you guys. I don't have the say of,
I say, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is,
it's not.
I
Like
mean,
say, my biggest thing is it's gotta be kept sanded and sand is snowmobile doesn't. It's gonna have to be really well sanded because, snowmobiles pack stuff down, it turns to ice. And that's going up in there. It can't be icy for sure. So it's gonna need extra sand actually, but. I don't, we're willing to do whatever. That's not, it's just the parking lot did not work. Most of the guys didn't feel comfortable parking their vehicles with sleds running through it.
Forget that little side door comes out on the end of
Right,
that.
to the parking
Yeah,
lot.
I didn't-
So that's why we said the front this year, but totally up to you guys,
are you
no, I
okay?
think I think if you think it's okay, I'm okay with it. They gotta get through.
You say,
And
I'm on the, I'm
economic
okay
thing
with
in
it
this
to
town,
continue.
we need it, and these people need it, the Legion needs it, and myself.
And then
By
reevaluate the end of the
way,
season.
it Doesn't
Did
affect
we have any
this,
trouble with them parking in there last year?
Nobody
The
parked.
snowmobile. No.
they don't park there.
We let them park for free and Legion does.
Oh.
And like Sean said, there's not gonna be as much traffic. And if I brought my family up here to Snowmobile, we'd be going down that way, because no way I'd be going anywhere near that intersection. Group of 3 or 4.
And it's actually crossing is better here, your visibility, because you're on a straightaway. And yes, you have a corner
After the
here,
corner.
but you really, you can see really well.
Yeah.
It's not a blind corner, you know, and most of your
It's better
speed from your traffic is
Yes,
coming in this way, and you can see
Yeah.
for a mile that way.
We went through last year and that worked really well.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a shot.
I think so too.
And then at the end of the season, if it doesn't work, we have 8 months to come up with something for next
Plan
year.
B.
Well, and it's, if we have big issues, we shut it down during the season.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know,
you
I mean,
can.
that's the reality of
Yeah.
it is, you know, if we
Yeah.
have big issues.
If it turns into a fiasco, then
And the thing
deal
of
with
it is, yeah, last year it was the main trail and there was no issue. So I don't know what the issue is.
I don't remember
I don't
that
either.
trail being there last year. You came by McMahon's.
We
You
went
through
into
McMahon's?
the parking
You
lot
still went
of
to the parking
fire
lot?
department.
No,
Went
they-
through
they-
behind the fire station.
Behind the fire station, but you didn't come up that road.
Yeah, they did.
Of course you
Yeah.
did. How else were they gonna get there?
Right where, the only difference is now it slid over a little bit where the house actually was.
There was like a driveway there they came up.
Came out through the.
They come up between the 2 houses before.
Yeah, because I could barely fit the groomer through. When I went through, the blade was like this and I was like, I mean, it was tight. But now we'll come through where the actual house was sitting.
The groomer won't be going up in the firehouse.
Well, I'll try not to. I gotta talk with Richard. If I'd like not to, I'd like to turn around on that Giuliano property. But I don't know if there's enough room to go back and forth. So we might, if you don't want us up there with a groomer, we can come out in the street and go back and forth, or if
Like I said,
Yeah.
my problem is ice.
Yeah. well, there won't be with the groomer because the blade and the groomer drag her up. It's on rubber. So.
No, but it packs and it.
Oh, yeah, but we wouldn't have to go there. We could come into town. We could, we can come out here and take a right and go turn around the Legion parking lot. If you don't want us to turn around there, or we can come up here and turn around.
We don't want you to turn around the fire department parking lot. We don't. I'm all with Rick on that. I don't want that groomer up there in that parking lot.
No, I don't either.
No,
For one thing, you're just, no.
I think you'd have to turn around out on the meadow.
We're adding costs to, you
That would
guys
be
are adding
better.
Cost to the town too, because if we're gonna have to be sanding that parking lot all the time, that's a cost. The
Well,
town
then
is.
turn
absorbing
around
that.
at the Legion.
Yeah,
or-
I'm fine with that.
You don't mind that?
That's fine, but not the fire station.
Hey,
I mean, this is
Yeah.
a compromise. This is
That's
not.
no, that's fine.
It's not-
Turn around out in the field before you get to the road.
Well,
The groomer.
if he's got room, you will. That's,
Well, that's a big field out there, right?
no, in the
No,
field.
I'd
Oh,
like to
yeah,
turn
but yes,
around in
it's
that
around
property
before.
that tore down, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
If there's not.
I mean, just before you get onto that property, I'd swing right around
Yeah.
there.
That. Yeah.
That would be the ideal place for the groomer.
So are we all good with going ahead with giving this a shot, provided it doesn't turn the groomer around
At the
in
fire station.
the fire station?
I'm all for it.
And then we take a look at it at the end of the season and
Right.
figure out if it worked or not.
And if
Yeah.
you want, like, even during the season, if you have suggestions or you want more signs or you want rope somewhere, we've
That's
roped
right.
off sections. We'll
Get a
do
hold of
that.
you guys
Yeah,
instead of,
we can do.
As long as we don't have to warn you. If there's a warning, Sean, that's gonna be the end of it. I'm just saying, he'll be the one, like you say, you're gonna have a few bad apples there.
Well,
So,
if you
You're
could
gonna have
warn
that
it, so we can
anyways.
put the signs up extra, or
Yeah, if
You
you
know,
need, if,
you want
we'll work
something extra.
together.
Yeah, definitely.
yes. it's-
Absolutely.
yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I would like to see like something at least that alerts people that this is the fire station coming up,
Yeah.
in case they're not from the area.
Yeah, I don't know how to verbiage that.
Like fire station ahead,
We can,
no stopping, no stopping.
we're gonna put big sensitive green signs up. We've had them behind the Essex House. Mike, you've seen of those big green line ones.
right.
So we'll put
Yeah,
those
no one
up
beside my
in the
house.
area.
Well, how
We need-
much of a problem, Rick, would it be to put up some red flashing lights so when you get a fire call, they start flashing? So it'd give people a chance to know on a snowmobile.
That's
Yeah.
probably more of an expense that you
Right.
undertake.
Probably. Yeah, that's a big,
Hopefully
I
they see those big red trucks, big
Yeah.
red lights.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, but I meant before.
Okay.
Before they pulled out of the,
Oh,
Well, that's another thing they'd have to think about before leaving, like they're not enough on their minds.
Mike,
Oh,
do
don't
we need,
forget,
do
turn the
we need
light
an
on.
official motion on this, or how do we need this?
We don't really have to. I mean, it's up to you guys. If you're all in agreement, you can. If not, it's gonna fall to me to make that decision. And, you know, I'd like to know, how each of you would vote, but we're, 4 people. So there is one select board member not here. So if you guys don't agree on this, I'm gonna talk to that select board member to see where they are before we could make a decision. So
I'm okay, and obviously we'll be in contact if there's issues.
Yeah.
And if there's something really, really bad and we can't get it corrected, we address it that way.
I need to know from
That's
everybody.
how I am.
Yeah.
That's me.
There should be,
That's,
there
what's
should
that?
be, there should be a record of this decision in the minutes. That's all. And
Okay.
the motion makes it easy to do that.
All right.
You guys can. It's typically that would be my decision to make. They're not really theirs. It's more.
True.
So, yeah, try manager, so
Well, I'm not liking it. I don't know of any other towns or anything where they have snowmobiles or four-wheelers running through their parking lots in emergency buildings, whether it be a police station.
Have to.
Well, that's even, well, so be it. But no, I'm not for having the snowmobiles in front of that fire station. I'm not. So, and let the majority rule.
Bill, what do you think?
I'm not in favor of it either.
So
Right.
Mike, if you can handle touching base and letting them know
Yep.
what the decision is.
And so what happens when
No,
you
just stop,
decide that you're
stop.
gonna close the
Gina,
trail,
stop.
is what I wanna know.
What's that?
Where
Gonna-
are
Jane,
we
we're
gonna
take
be?
this offline. Stop.
What is it?
Yeah, we're stopping. This is Mike's decision.
I
He'll
know,
let
but
us
I
know.
no, I think everybody needs to know.
Yeah.
What's going on here, but I guess I won't say my piece.
yep.
I'll get in touch with you guys.
I think we need to, yes.
All right. All right.
Okay,
Anything else for me? Wait to hear from you guys
Yeah,
whenever you.
I'll be in touch with you tomorrow.
Well,
I'll just talk to Bruce and go over with him and see where he's at with it.
Okay. Good.
Then I'll make it.
Thank you, Maria.
thank you.
Well,
guys.
here it is. Like, thank you for letting me ramble on and.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.
Like again.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you,
Thank you.
folks.
John,
All
take
right, have a
care.
Good night, guys.
Stop Rick real quick before he takes off. Is there any major change to your budget for next year that you're thinking of? Because I have to send the bills out to the surrounding communities because I got asked for one of them already. I just need to know, is there anything major I need to include in that? Okay.
Pretty much.
Thank you. I just needed to make sure of that before he left while he was here.
When can you and Walt get together with me on them?
I can meet anytime. I don't know. I don't see Walt, is it?
You want me to give him a call?
Yeah, if you want to
Because I think it's, no.
at the station, but I can, I'm pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Give him a call and whenever he can meet, I
No,
can meet.
I'm very.
Okay.
Yep.
I will do that then.
All right.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, so next up is the ambulance service agreement.
Oh, okay, you gonna do that one first? Okay, so we got the new contract from Newport Ambulance for the upcoming year. It's 76,000. We were 75 this year. It's 70. Back.
976.
Yeah, on the right page, yes.
I'm like, where-
76,936, which is just under a 3% increase. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I just need your guys, because of the dollar amount, I need your guys' approval to sign it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to authorize the town, Mike, to sign the ambulance service agreement between Newport Ambulance Service and the town of Brighton in the amount of $76,976.82 in order for Newport Ambulance Service to provide 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days per year emergency ambulance transport, as well as non-emergency medical transport to the citizens and visitors of the town.
And a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right.
Do we want to just cover change of meeting date right now while we're on the updates?
Oh, sure. So I can't make the next meeting. I have something at 5 o'clock that afternoon, so I won't be available at 5:30. So I don't know if you guys want to meet without me, you want to move the meeting to a different day. I'm pretty much available any other day. I just can't do that particular day at 5 o'clock.
So the next meeting would be normally December 17th.
Right.
So we're in the budgeting stage without you. It's gonna be very difficult to do anything.
Yeah, well, you're not really gonna do much in the way of budget till January anyway.
Okay.
But what we will have to have another meeting anyway, probably the last week of the month, because Teresa's gonna want you to approve borrowing money. Because we have to do that every year, but it's always right at the end of the year. So I didn't know if we wanted to move and try and do a meeting maybe the last week of the month, and we'll keep the agenda light and
The last week of the month,
is Christmas.
I am not meeting on New Year's Eve, which is the last Wednesday of the month.
Doesn't have to be Wednesday.
This Wednesday before that is Christmas Eve, so we would be looking at probably the 23rd or the 30th. Neither of which I have meetings, but Mondays I have meetings and Thursdays I
Do
have
we-
meetings.
Heather, do you think we need to have that meeting?
yeah, I mean,
I think we need to have one that would look like the 30th. We have to have one.
Well, we don't have-
You have to before, because like Mike said, we're gonna have to, we always have to borrow money, so you guys are gonna need to sign.
So we'll have to have one somewhere between now and the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just do
Do
a
it on
quick,
the 30th.
leave
You
it
can make it really,
just do one meeting?
So skip the 17th and move to the 30th.
Or why can't we still have it the 17th if we just, that's all we're gonna?
I
do?
won't
No, we-
know, I
she
won't.
won't- Not yet.
But that won't-
Oh, you won't be,
17th.
oh, okay, all right.
It's either you do it the 17th and then we have to have another meeting to sign papers, or
Okay, so do you want to
wanna
do, so
have
when
one
do you,
this-
when
it
will
would be
you-
better if we could do it like that Monday. What's that Monday?
29.
Or Tuesday? I'm sorry,
Tuesday
Tuesday,
would be the 30th.
the 30th. Does that work?
It'd
Not New Year's Eve. It's the day before New Year's Eve.
And we can make a
Okay.
quick.
Tuesday, the 30th.
If-
I do not
okay,
have any
okay.
conflicts.
December 30th.
Yep, I can do
The
that.
move, okay. Do we need a motion for that? Or are we just gonna do that?
Do it.
At
Okay.
what time?
I'll
Five-
take care of one.
Is it? can we do it
5:30 on the
early?
30th.
No, we have to.
We can do it.
5:30.
What time do you guys want to do it? Because
Yeah, I can do it anytime.
It's up to you.
I can't get out of work before 4 o'clock.
All right, let's do 4:30.
Can we do 5 so I can actually get out of work and
All right.
get here?
5 o'clock.
Just make sure somebody puts you'll do that, probably post that.
Mike's gonna do it for us.
I'll do like I did.
And-
I'm ready for work.
so I'll send you a text message 10 minutes before. Are you going to be there?
I was saying, and somebody will remind us also. Okay, so we're moving on from that.
Okay,
So then we have the wastewater treatment facility line of credit resolution, credit line resolution.
So this was kind of a the bank and I were talking two different things for last year, basically, about a line of credit. So I'm used to what you've always done in business, where you take a line of credit and you pay it back and then reuse it, but you pay it back so that you save the interest on it.
Mhm.
Municipalities are not allowed to do that. We are not allowed to have a revolving line of credit. It's against the law. So when Teresa and I were being very judicious about saving interest, well, when we got our $2 million in reimbursements, we paid it back on the credit line and it closed it out.
oh,
So
Right.
she goes,
We
"There's
paid it
nothing-"
back.
She goes, "There's nothing available." I'm like, "What do you mean? We just paid $2 million."
where's that going now? But
So
just,
it's gone.
just paid it off.
We just paid it off. We paid it off.
But we need a new one.
But now we
need a
need
new
a new one.
okay.
because we still have
That's
to pay
not
bills.
all-
And this is
Start all
the
over
same one
again.
that was already approved.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Done.
So-
Usually that's how it works. You have a line of credit and you keep.
So we credit. So what you'll notice, so this line of credit is for the full. So the bank explained the way they normally do it is that they make the line of credit for the full bond amount, which is 3.756 million. Because that's what we're going to be borrowing against, and then it gets reimbursed by all these other funding sources. And I hadn't done it that way. I'd only taken a $2.2 million line of credit because I thought we could keep reusing it. We weren't going to need that kind of money. So now the new line of credit is 3.756 million. It will get paid off with all of our other grants, loans, and everything else we get. But that's so
My
yes.
credit must be good if we pay on creditors.
So
Oh, well, that's good.
so yeah, you
Yeah.
need to make the motion, and then there's a bunch of places you guys have to sign, and Teresa has to sign.
I'll make a motion to adopt the bond up anticipation borrowing resolution with Community National Bank in the amount of $3.756 million at an annual interest rate of 4.7 in order to fund the improvement project at the Brighton West wastewater treatment plant, the WWTF.
And a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We got better interest rate.
Fireworks.
What are we doing?
Perfect.
So actually, you guys want to, any place there's green, select board has to sign, but for some reason, the bank gives you 4 lines. So whoever the 5th one, there's only 4.
There's
here
only
tonight,
4
so
tonight anyways.
good. They must have known that.
Yep. Just 5 months. Oh, see, this one has 5 months.
Bank
Inconsistent.
creates it, not me.
As long as I'm not paying it. I guess I am in a way.
Yeah, we all are. At least it's not you paying it alone.
Yeah.
It's you and everybody else. Why would they make it so different? Because
I don't know.
a lot of
Bank
things
never-
are different.
And the thing
in
is, I talked to the bank
municipalities.
about that. I'm like, well, we want to be able to pay it back and save the interest. And she goes, well, you saved a lot of interest paying the $2 million off.
That's about all you did.
But now we have, we have bills coming due that we have no way to pay. So. And everything we do, even when it comes to the loans, it's reimbursement. You
Yeah.
have to put the money out first and then get the money back. So,
Who gets the pink stickies?
Don't confuse me. I thought we were supposed to sign the green.
Greens.
green, you're green.
You're green.
That's
Teresa's pink.
okay.
Really, I just signed my life for it.
Good pay it, you did.
It says Cedar Pine Frame comes back onto the select board.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not getting that out of my bank account.
Yeah, good luck with
Buy
that.
those tires.
Barely put tires on my truck.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All my little colored flags have come in handy. I got this free at a trade show. I got this whole little booklet I have, and I open it up and it has all these
All those
flags
flags,
in it.
yeah.
So I always have them with me.
I love flags.
Just the
Just
green.
have the yellow ones.
That's the
that
green
say
ones.
sign here.
Okay.
Bill, calm down.
You'll see where the rest everybody else signs.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Give him the auto pin.
Oh.
That's the out.
I wonder if that would work.
Take a look. My signature doesn't look the same on any of the pages. I don't have a signature. It really all depends on what we find.
I sign the stuff electronically all day
Mhm.
long. I have my okay. When I look
I'm
at
like,
the
wait.
signature file, it's from like 1993 or something. It's been the same TIFF file I've used forever, and
I keep
I
getting
just
divorced.
wonder what
and
program. I'm
it's
like, do you have my signature in here?
Yeah, you gotta stop changing your name.
I do.
You know something we don't know?
No.
Strange.
Not doing that
practice.
again.
It really is a strange practice. Like at this point in my life, I've been me for so long. I don't want to be anybody else.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
So now we're ready to move on to fireworks?
Sure,
Oh,
sure.
boy.
So there's been no real updates on the USDA front, except that we did submit, the NEK Collaborative pulled everybody who's waiting. So the funding they pulled was just the REAP zone, which is us, all the economically depressed areas that are on the REAP zone program. Because it was something I was afraid of long ago when all of this anti-DEI stuff started spewing on from the administration, because the REAP zone is old. It's 20 years old, but it was originally established with the mission statement, and it talks all about diversity, equity, and inclusion for rural, economically depressed areas. So they picked that out as DEI. It's not allowed, and so they want to just pull all of our funding and not give us anything. And so we've got the head of USDA for Vermont is probably in DC this week to argue the case as to why we should still be funded. So we provided our application to the collaborative along with a testimonial about how this grant funding has benefited the community for the last 8 years that we've worked with them, and how without it, our economic future is not looking so great. And so we'll see how that goes. The trick with fireworks is I have to sign, if we're going to use them, we got to book them now, because, there's a waiting list to have them.
What's the latest that can happen, Mike?
And well, I can usually, now I've paid for them already. I
Right.
usually pay for them in December because we get a bonus $1,000. They were a little late getting into the contract because they've been purchased by a new company, which is also part of the reason that between that and tariffs, why we went from 13,500 last year to 20,000 this year is our minimum fee. So, I've talked to a couple business owners in town, and they're like, oh, we should do a fundraiser. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot of money to raise. 15 grand. I mean, the town provides 5,000 towards fireworks, and I've always dug up grant funding to pay that balance. Without that grant funding, that's a lot of money to raise. And so my question is, what kind of, if we're going to go that, we don't have time to do a fundraiser before I sign the contract.
Right.
We would be signing the contract anticipating we will have the funding to pay for it. And, I guess what I'm thinking budget wise, is the town willing to backstop that at all? That if we come up short, that they will make up the difference? Or how do we want to deal with that? Because, it's a risk. I mean, I've tried fundraisers for the forum before, and people in town kind of assume the town pays for the fireworks. That's kind of always been the town pays for that. I don't need to contribute to it. And so it's going to be a lot of messaging as to the town does not pay for it, nor has it ever. And,
There's like anything, the bands, everything.
Well, all that is, unless we get the grant funding, none of that's happening.
Right.
Because that 4th of July weekend cost the town. I mean, didn't cost the town. It cost the forum about $50,000 to put on. That's what the bands, the stage, the parade, fireworks, all of that stuff has a cost. And we're going to be running up against other costs that are coming too, in that our music licensing is going to be renewing. That's another $1,000 that the forum has to pay, because those bands that perform don't have the rights to sing those songs. Any of the bands that perform in town are supposed to have a license. If we don't have the license, we're the ones who get sued. The fine starts at $10,000 for not having a license to perform those songs. So the forum has always made sure that we were covered. We buy the license through the town because the town is a member of VLCT. VLCT negotiated a flat rate with the agencies. Otherwise, we have to do it based on how many people attend the event. And then we're talking multi-thousands of dollars for licensing. So it's a whole lot of up in the air. So
It's a hard one.
we are going to apply again in January for both Tillotson, which we've got in the past, but we were denied this year, which is 20,000. You know, I'm going to try them again. I believe that we didn't get funded this time simply because the competition was a lot of food banks and stuff that had all their funding cut. And so they only have so much money to give out, because we've been great partners with them for as long as we've been partners with USDA. And we always use them as the match money for USDA. But when, you know, they're looking economic development or people starving is always going to win out. And so we did not get funded in this, but they have two rounds a year. So that will be open again in January, which we will apply for. And USDA's RBDG will be open again it usually closes in February, right before town meeting day. And we'll apply again. But if they do eliminate the REAP zone, we're looking at getting pittance amount of money from them. It will be nowhere near what we've been getting, because the REAP zone had a separate set aside of about $2 million. The whole state of Vermont only got 1.5, the rest of the whole state. And we will be competing with Burlington, Bennington, Brattleboro, all the big towns. And so it will be difficult for us to get any real amount of money out of that. So it's a big thing. So got any connections to anybody? We did get the governor to write a letter on our behalf as well. But not sure where we are with it. But I don't know if you guys, what your guys' thoughts are on how much of a risk do I take signing a fireworks contract?
So the town, I thought it was 4,000 the town put in.
It was raised last year to 5.
Okay, so 5, so 15,000.
Right. So we have to raise 15,000. And, you know, I mean, we can start that right, you know, in the next couple of weeks. We can start. I think we should probably start it before the end of the year in case people need end of the year write-offs, and run it through January. But it's tough because we're going up against fishing tournament. You know, everybody in the world, snowmobile club, it's everybody for money. You know, every nonprofit in the world is asking for donations. And so, you know, I don't know. We have not had good luck for the forum in the past. You know, we've asked people to donate to help support 4th of July, and we got $600.
It's
out of
really,
a $50,000 budget.
really
And
kind of too
I can
bad.
say I have spoken with several residents about it, and it was about a 75-25 split. And the people that I spoke to that said we've got to have the fireworks was about 75. 25 said no hell, no way. But that's just a small group that I've spoken to. I know it could, you know, it's if the town were to do it, that's an additional 20,000 to the budget
Yeah.
on a $2 million was, or our grand was 2 million.
I don't know what our new grand list was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I can't give you the exact number off the top of my head, but
Trying to figure out how we're gonna raise.
I just
A
figured,
penny on the tax raises about $15,000.
I just know if the people the townspeople, the voters find out about this, and I don't know. I wish we had time to let them vote on it instead of us making the decision. That's a hard one to call here.
well, if you put it in the budget, they will vote on it in March. But
Yeah, but if
that
they
doesn't
voted
do
down,
any
it would-
good. Yeah. Doesn't do any good
I mean, yeah.
when we need to sign it.
Right. I mean, we'll have to figure
Well, we
it out.
can just hope that they vote for it and we get it.
I think they would vote for it.
I think so too.
Is there-
I think they
Is
would.
there a termination clause in the contract?
I can make sure there probably is one. I don't know. We've never had to consider that in the past.
Yeah, right. But maybe we do. I mean, some kind of clause to protect the town in case you can't find the money.
I mean, this is, and the thing is, being the 250th year, all of
Oh, yeah.
that, like, this is not the year
To not have-
really
not-
development wise to put the brakes on.
Yeah.
We've gained a lot of traction. I get it. We're looking at a whole different thing, but a lot of towns around us have already canceled.
Yeah.
And we bring a lot, and it's not just for that, it's for a bunch of other things. And yes, the concerts are a contributing factor, but there are other things. And it helps our businesses.
It helps them drastically.
So I know it's hard.
So why don't we do this? We put it, we go for it. We try to fundraise, ask the businesses, of course.
Ask the,
Hey,
ask
wanna
the
make-
private,
Yeah, oh, I'm
ask
sure. I
some of the-
know.
some of the
And,
private
but
entities.
yeah,
You know, there are some
I ju-
people in town that may,
yeah, I mean, 100 here, 50 here, 25.
And I
5,000.
think, we should probably hit some of the people that put on, $15,000 displays of their own every year. Maybe we should ask them, would you help contribute? Give us $1,000. If you're spending 15,000, obviously
Yeah.
and
That's-
it is a tax deductible donation.
it is.
So I think,
And we try to do this, Mike, without having the bands. Is that what we're gonna?
Well, we don't,
Well,
we,
we
the
can't do
bands,
the
we
band.
don't have that kind of,
No,
I don't
we're
have
not
that
gonna be able to
kind
do
of fundraising ability. And,
Okay.
the bands, we'll see. This could all change in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If this guy is convincing and they say, oh, okay, we'll give you your money. Then we're back in business
Okay.
because we have a large grant application in, assuming we get funded, which I think we will because we score really well. So if he's successful, which some things have worked out lately in the government, they say they're not going to fund it, and then all of a sudden the money miraculously shows back up. So I'm hopeful,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
say-
one of those I have to make decisions, and
I say we go for it.
like I said, I don't,
it's on the form. It's not.
I don't,
The town doesn't really sign the contract. The forum does. It's
but we are asking the town to back it in the event that the forum doesn't get that.
Right.
And I think based on the people that I spoke to, yeah, they were all surprised that it was that much.
went up a lot this year. We went from 13,500 to
That's
20,000.
I did.
That's a big.
And we
It's theirs for ya.
remember all the towns a few years ago because they'd gone up so high. That's why they don't have them anymore. Now
We used to pay 7,000.
I know. And then it went.
I mean, we do have a lot of people that come see them. This town is packed with fireworks,
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
it is.
Only
It brings a lot of,
And I bring my family into town. I know a lot of other
Oh, yeah.
people do. Because we are, yeah.
Bands, I do have a little more time to.
Right.
I've heard from the bands already. The
Yeah.
band we had last year for 4th of July, contact me, and I explained to them where we are with it. And the thing is, our fireworks will be Sunday because we can't get them the 4th, which is
Right.
Saturday, and we can't get them Friday either because they're already booked for
But,
for
I mean,
those towns.
We could always go back to the under the that's called the pavilion and more local bands.
They're $1,200 is. The thing is, where are you gonna get that money?
I'm not going around 50-50.
Come on, Gene, I got you back.
Come on, Gene, you used to.
I think it's still early enough that we can,
try to figure that out.
But I think we should, because the fireworks, that's
That's just kind of always the first thing we have to book
Yeah.
because it's got the early deadline.
that's right.
Yeah, I think.
Yep.
I think we should do
Let's-
this work.
Let's do
I
it.
will tell them that, and hopefully by the time we get
Based
to
on our-
budget time, it won't even matter. We'll have gotten our grant. We'll be all set.
Yeah.
based on
All right, let's,
feedback, we'll decide what we do.
Okay.
All right.
So I just want to know where you guys were on it.
Yeah.
oh,
Okay,
All right.
budget report.
So I just Teresa gave me the budget, the budget report this afternoon.
Yeah.
And I was trying to reformat it for you guys into the pretty version that I usually give you, and I just ran out of time. What I will tell you is it's not going to mean a whole lot right now anyway. We are in the month where everything gets reallocated. We're going to be moving money all over the budget. So it's useful a little. Like when you look at road department, I was looking at theirs. They're still under budget. Most of the budget appears, the numbers that I'm looking at appear okay. They're just in the wrong areas. Things are on wrong line items and stuff, but I don't see any major flaw with it, but we've got a long way to go before we're ready to start saying, oh, this is what the budget looks like for the end of the year. And these numbers are actually as of October anyway. So, but you guys had asked for it. So I printed it off to give to you, but I don't think it's worth wasting your time going over tonight. We have those other more important things that we should
It's
go
kind of
over.
blurry.
I'm just out of curiosity, how are we making with people? Do we get the majority of the property taxes paid, or are we quite sure? I'm always, okay.
Yeah, same as it always.
Do we still have to borrow money?
Yeah, because
Yes.
people don't pay their taxes.
Because that really, I don't like that. That's too bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the hammer and let you
Oh, it's
go beat people up.
Well, I got mine paid the other day.
Mm.
Like what the money coming in handy.
Okay,
Very.
so burn policy review, we already kind of heard,
Yeah, I'm gonna get
you
all
got your meeting set up.
Rick, set it up
At the meeting. Okay.
So,
after the holidays.
no, he was discussing it with Rick as Rick was walking out. Personnel policy meeting.
Yep.
Meeting. Updates.
So I kind of marked mine up so I can just kind of hit the highlights of the big changes. You guys should read this through. It's not something you can adopt tonight because I need to send this off to the attorney, but there's a few areas that we did make some changes. A lot of the stuff in here is just kind of wording changes and fixing because everything was very select board oriented without a town manager. And so we updated all of that.
Who got some typos?
Yeah, there was, and then we haven't been through all the typos yet either.
There's still more.
The first major one is we did add in the beginning, we did not have anything in our personnel policy about the fact that we now have a union, and that has to be denoted in here that the personnel policy does not, the union contract overrides that. So that blurb was added underneath section 2 under persons covered. And have track changes turned on when I did the first one, so it didn't pick it all. The next major one is going to be on page 6. So we changed under the personnel policy was very demanding that every employee had to receive an annual evaluation. I told you when you hired me as the town manager, I am not a big fan of annual evaluations in that because I think I should be talking to you consistently throughout the year about your performance. And so I changed it to where we may do an annual evaluation, but it is not required. I don't find them particularly useful in any job I've ever been in, either on either side as an employee or as an employer. They don't seem to really, it's a way to get people, it's to put people in their place. And that is not how I like staff treated.
Mm-hmm.
So I talk with each of our staff on a weekly basis. I know where they are. If I feel they need guidance, I give it to them when I'm talking. So we did change that so that it's, in the future, if a different town manager has a different outlook, he can do them whenever he wants, but it's not something, if we're sitting down to have an evaluation, probably something wrong.
Right.
Well,
This has all of your changes and all of my changes all combined together,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
the only issue with that is that if you don't do regular evaluations and you get to an employee and you want to get rid of the employee, if you haven't given the employee a chance to correct the problem that you are firing them for, you could be in a wrongful termination lawsuit. That's why you don't want to do it, at least in my mind, of an evaluation only when the employee's in trouble, because I don't think it'd stand up that well if you get to court.
Joel, that's where you have a documentation process for when you do have those discussions.
You need
As
to
soon
have
as you
something
start, right.
You need to have something in writing somehow if
Right.
you're going to end up firing somebody that shows that you gave them a chance to
Yeah.
correct. the
Yeah,
problem.
that can still.
We have that.
And I can tell you, we've had the policy for how many years that they're going to do annual evaluations?
Never.
How many
Yeah,
of you had
nobody
Teresa?
ever-
One.
Mm.
Right. And it's when you, as a manager, when you start having those conversations, you start documenting it both with the employee and with yourself. Hey, here's your email to follow up with after the discussion we already had, blah, blah, blah. And then
It is kind
and
of,
it is further in the policy, right?
it's the discipline and discharge.
Yeah.
And that kind of mimics what's in our union contract as well. because, you know, I did have to do that with one employee. I already had to do a verbal warning for something. And we did document it, and it's, you know, that's, you know, I don't really like the union contract for that because it's kind of hard for, I mean, the infraction the person did was dumb, but it wasn't really that
Yeah,
heinous, but
the way it's written out.
still, that's what the contract says, so that's how it goes. The next thing we changed was on page 9, under political activity, we just kind of fleshed that a little bit more, that town employees cannot display political material in their work area. No, it's not, we don't want people putting campaign signs on their car, in their vehicles, that are
Town-owned
facilities.
Town-owned, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not doing.
Property.
We did that. Page 11 under section 14 for retirement. We added in there that, so Heather had brought up that we did not actually have in there where for non-union employees that the town covers 100% of the retirement cost. And so we did add that into the policy that,
It is what we do, so we
it is
got,
what
we
we
didn't
did.
add,
So
we
we
didn't
did
change
put it
what
in
we did.
there.
Yeah.
And that it applies because the union has their own contract, how that's dealt with. And so, but for the rest of the employees, this is what it is.
We just documented what we do.
Next underneath, holiday pay under page 13. Heather had suggested that we offer, so right now, if an employee has to work the holiday, they get paid for the holiday, and so.
Time and a half for working
Yeah,
on the
sure.
holiday.
And what we added was that there was the flexibility if an employee wanted to take a floating holiday instead of taking that day off. With my approval, they could do that, which we just did that. Veterans Day, everybody took a floating holiday. They all switched the day they wanted off. So, and it was fine, but our policy didn't actually allow. So we added that into it.
Document what we do.
Yeah, that's nice that we can do that for them. That's
And it's any holiday.
keeps everybody happy.
So then on the next page, we actually
Well,
added a
maybe we
bereavement
can.
leave policy that was missing. Because we talked about bereavement leave in our policies, but we didn't actually have a policy on it. And so it is set right now. I mean, this is what Heather and I talked about last night, is for immediate family members, which is spouse, parent, child, you know, those kinds of siblings, that it is 5 days bereavement leave. Further away people, grandparents, aunts, uncles, that kind of stuff, it's 1 day, but they can request an additional 3 days depending upon the situation, and it comes to me for approval. Which I thought was, I liked having the flexibility that, you know, if somebody has to travel to California for a funeral, that we can grant that if need be.
Okay.
So,
It's my personal opinion that
long
in the
days.
event, and you know, you kind of got to allow that flexibility in there, is that in the event that somebody has, nobody should have to come back to work before they're ready, because we don't document that they get time off.
and they can take vacation and stuff, but it has to be approved by me.
Yeah. And I don't think you're going to deny it.
No,
No,
not unless it's the 4th time your Aunt Susie has died.
I did have an employee who at one point we had to start asking them for the death certificates, and then they started producing them, and it turned out that their brother was the mortician. None of them were related to him.
Perfect.
So, and
It happens.
So what I will say, when you guys actually sit down and read all of this, if you have different opinions, you want something else changed, we still can make changes. This is not final. This is first draft.
it looks to be very reasonable so far what we're going through.
Yeah.
We
It's-
did add the comp time policy. We added one in there where basically they get, instead of overtime, they can take comp time, but it's limited to 80 hours.
And it's almost verbatim out of the other contract.
Right, right. And so we added in there because we did not have it in our policy either. And then when you get to page 18, I added a section at the end that talks about town manager, because the policy's all been updated where it's this, instead of this, everybody coming to the select board for approval, everything, they come to me for it, because that's what their job is supposed to do, what they're supposed to do. But then I put in there, If the town manager position is eliminated by the town in the future, or if there's a vacancy for more than 2 weeks, then wherever it says town manager, it becomes.
The select board, yep. They'll be going.
No changes to the drug policy.
No, the thing is, the drug policy, the Family Medical Leave Act policy, those are two that I need VLCC to review to make sure, because those change a lot, and to make sure that what we have still, because that's what we changed in 2022, was to bring all of that into compliance. And I know that Family Medical Leave has changed since then. That's what we paid them for.
We don't have any say in the drug testing, right?
It's not, we don't have any say in it. We have to make sure that our policy meets what the feds and everybody say it has to include in it.
And it's a random testing.
It is random. I'm the DISA person for town, and I get an email that says, because, of course, all of our employees, they all had drug tests when they started. The next month, all of them got pulled for random drug tests.
Mm-hmm.
They've had so many drug tests, it's not even funny.
Poor Kurt, I think, had 3 drug tests at once.
Oh,
Because he started and he had a drug test. Then he started his CDL course, had a drug test, and then he got pulled for a random drug test. So the only other major change we made was in the very last page on the back of the book under Appendix B for the medical hospital buyouts. So we didn't actually have this in the policy if somebody doesn't take the town health.
But we've been
insurance.
doing it.
Right, we've been doing it, and it's in the union contract, but it was not in our personnel policy. So we added a section where it's, that they get 50% of an individual plan is what they would get for not taking the town health insurance. If they came to the town or came to me and said, that, they can cover their whole family, but, it's going to cost this dollar amount. If we're okay, because they can take hours and cost us.
And it costs a whole lot more.
Do we have like I can bring it to the select board and you guys can authorize up to 75%. But then we also included a blurb in there, which was, I believe, I'm not sure where you found. Oh, that's in the union contract, the employee spousal coverage. So somebody's spouse works for a company that has health insurance, and we can pay their full premium for their family, and it costs less than what our family plan costs us. We have the ability to say, okay, we'll pay it.
It costs less than it normally costs us, so let's save us some money.
But that's it. So we added that. So you guys should review it all, make sure that you're okay with all of it. Then I'm going to send it over to our VLCC people to review it, make sure we're in full compliance, that none of what's added is going to get us in trouble.
In my work, take them out of my sight. Here I am.
That's where we are with that.
Any questions before we move on? Pay orders. Oh, there's only one.
no. Impossible.
Oh, there's 2. There's another one over there.
That's impossible. It's one.
Remember what?
19.
I email everybody in a minute, so.
Oh, well, I don't put that in the motion. I should like, sorry. I never rewrite that motion.
That's what. Can we talk about the font size?
Put your readers on.
Glasses.
Careful, when you come back.
We talk about you getting new
Yeah,
glasses.
right? Yeah, because everybody else can.
That font size is pretty
Hey, I'll
small.
do that for you again. I can print an 11 by 17.
Is that why I don't remember struggling the last time?
No, it wasn't the
It
last
wasn't
time.
the
That was a
last
few
time.
many meetings back. I printed from
Oh, God.
home, and I had printed.
I remember it was on these,
Yes, it was.
you weren't here?
Yeah, it was the big ledger pages.
Could have seen it from home.
Yeah, yeah, we didn't have to be here.
Mike said, oh no. I said, I'm just gonna give it to him.
I said, oh, should I reprint this? She's like,
I need to go find a new person to buy my oil from.
What font size do you use?
And what, that?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know,
Emmerich. We
that's
don't-
just Nimerick. I don't do it. I
Oh.
mean, I could probably change it to make it bigger, but
oh God, figuring out how to print on Nimerick alone.
it's hard enough. Half
I
the time it
still,
doesn't
I
work.
still can't do a budget report out of that system. And that's why I just asked you for it. I'm like, just ask Teresa. I get in there and I try to print a report and everything I get out, it's like, that's not what I wanted. How does she get it to look like that? I don't want all this crap on the report.
All these little tabs.
Didn't
and
see
buttons.
me the day you were off. I'm trying to figure out how to print out payroll for the people from the greeter thing so I could turn it in for the grant report. And I'm like, where in the world I can't print, like, just give me the pay stubs for these people.
Got it all figured out though.
No, I
No.
came up with a report and I just added it by calculator
There
and
you
figured
go.
it out. Like, okay, yeah, that's gonna work. Because she was telling me, like, it has to be done today. Teresa's not here.
Nice to know I'm being.
Teresa, how's your help coming? Better? Seemed like.
They recorded,
Talk her a little
recorded
bit, here,
thing,
Bill.
probably.
Nice. I've talked her a little bit. She might seem to be pretty nice. That's good to know.
Thinking of those things do we need? $250, another 50, another 100. How many driveway markers did you order?
I don't know, they wanted a lot of them.
Oh, they ordered a lot of those.
Yeah.
They asked me.
And then they left 250. They said, do we have to take them? I said, no, I'm sure I can sell them. So we got another. It's all right. Whatever we don't sell, they'll buy next year.
Yep.
So I feel like we lost an entire year's worth of those.
Yeah, I don't know where they all went.
I have a funny feeling where they went.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
By way of Heather, hit them while she's driving down the road.
Everybody signed this?
No, that's yours.
Just two, right?
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah, there's two.
Oh, okay.
Teresa's split them and sent them
Oh,
each
okay.
direction.
Thinking it'd be easier.
She's efficient.
November 19th. I already just asked.
I'm like, I feel like I know what date it is, but you know.
I asked the same question if that's income.
Okay. So we have the minutes from the prior meeting, which was 11/19. I believe we got those by email.
Yep.
Yep. We do not have that in our packets. Did
Make a
everybody-
motion to accept the minutes from the previous select board meeting as written.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have other business. Any other business?
Doing the executive session.
Okay. Where's that piece of paper? Need the motions.
Right here.
I can stop.
Would you like to make me to make a motion?
Yeah, because apparently,
I make a motion, we enter into executive session in order to discuss a legal matter, I should know this by now, pertaining to the downtown water main replacement project under the provision of Title I, Section 313 of the Vermont statutes, finding that premature public knowledge would substantially disadvantage the town. No decisions are expected following the executive session.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause the recording.
I'll make a motion to exit executive session.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
We've exited executive session at 7:08 PM. No action was taken in the executive session. We're moving on. Is there any other business? Okay,
I make a motion to adjourn.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank
Take
you.
care, Joel. Thank you.
Gee, and I discussed that last night.